Welcome to Business Insight today, and this is clip number two. In the previous clip, I began talking about fear as a natural experience, and that it's something that is an emotion that we have to acknowledge as an indicator of the fact that we are faced with the unknown, the uncertain, with uncertainties, and this is just our natural, normal way of responding to the fact that we're confronted with something unknown and something we're not with an uncertain outcome. So once we get the feedback, once we interpret that message, that this is why we are experiencing this emotion, it's now an opportunity to tackle the situations, the circumstances, with an element of logical thinking, with a problem solving approach. And for example, uh, it involves stock taking, it involves risk assessing, it involves identifying what resources we have for tackling the situation. And so we will come to the stage where we eventually discover that yes, there are certain situations that we're probably not equipped to handle, we're probably not equipped to confront. And the way to confront those kind of situations is by uh, obtaining more assistance, more resources, and or sometimes networking, or sometimes consulting with some expertise of somebody or an organization or some a group of people who are able to offer us their insight into that particular situation. Now, this whole process is a valid way of responding to what we are fearful about. On the other hand, and this is where the worry becomes an issue, if rather than handling what we are afraid of, rather than stock taking, rather than risk assessment, rather than identifying realistically whether we are able to um, handle this or solve that problem on our own, rather than doing that in a very calm, um, intelligent way, we instead become overwhelmed by the whole situation, and we slip into worry, and we drown into pessimism, and we exaggerate the situation to the degree that we are paralyzed into inaction. Then we might as well just pause and reevaluate everything, because there is just no way we'll be able to keep our passion to attain our goal alive under this cloud of worry, under this cloud of anxiety. It becomes disorderly, and that is where we have to strike the difference. And so every time as we progress, we need to be observing for these danger signals. Excuse me. Are we in the worries mode? Are we in the fear mode? And how are we navigating between these two? If it's fear, and yet we are responding intelligently, we are uh, problem solving, risk assessing, evaluating, we are approaching everything calmly, coolly, great. We'll still be able to keep our passion alive. If on the other hand we panic, we worry endlessly, we are overly pessimistic, we exaggerate the strength of the adversity we are facing, it will be impossible, absolutely impossible, to keep our business passion going. And this is where um, it's always important to find ways of conducting our thought process, ways of reflecting on things, ways of sort of disciplining our way of thinking ways of self-inspiring, self-encouraging, so that we steer clear away from worry and keep ourselves in just healthy fear, if at all, healthy fear mode. I'm not suggesting that we be overly optimistic, because sometimes being optimistic may not be realistic, because sometimes the fear actually keeps us out of danger, keeps us out of trouble. Having a realistic fear, it's more important than having an unrealistic optimism. And so, in the process, as we navigate in this way, as we problem solve, as we deal with scenarios in this way, we will be able to keep our business passion alive. We'll be able to refuel, keep ourselves motivated. As we do, we can locate uh, ourselves advancing in the progress curve. I will come back to clip number 3 shortly.